Establishing connection to access point.
I feel like I'm in Tron after taking an acid trip.
Warning, connection blocked by infected code. Use our combat software to disrupt the infection.
I wondered what the gun was for.
This foreign code is a manifestation of the old machine signal.
You're surprised the Reapers are all over your servers?
We did not anticipate such extensive infection.
Okay, I've got to ask. Why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
Then thanks, I think.
Trippy. Come on, recharge.
Connection established. Proceed to the access point.
Okay.
Establishing connection to communication node. Error. Access denied.
Is the Reaper keeping you out?
Unknown. Please investigate.
On the way.
Warning. Reaper presence detected. Data cluster contains infected code. We require access to proceed.
A Reaper code fragment. Let's see if I can take it along with me.
This is like the trippiest portal level ever.
We cannot proceed until we gain access to this data cluster.
That. Yeah. Should I just go backwards? Or I'm trying to remember, did I get turned around? I must have gotten turned around. Because that was the start. So I can't clear that stuff. Alright, well. Let's keep heading in this direction. I think this is where I started, but the path seem to be heading this way, so... Okay, so I did get turned around somewhere. Okay, so this is the data cluster that needs to be fixed. I guess we have to look for the light-colored... Ah, there we go. Right here.
Accessing data cluster.
What is this?
Data clusters contain historical data. Your connection permits streaming of information from our archives.
You really want to rename the VI networks?
Absolutely. The mobile hardware release deserves a little ceremony. Unit 01. What is the Keelish word for servant of the people?
The word is Gath, Creator Zahak.
Yes. Very good.
Ancestors, you fuss over it.
Weren't you here until midnight fixing 01's circuitry?
Well, it needed resoldering.
Wasn't that footage from the past? Why are the Quarians masked?
You process our memories by using your own. How many creators have you witnessed unmasked?
Well, one.
Then your perception of that creator does not map to our historical data.
I saw her more than demasked. Yes, I did. Okay. Second data cluster. This is how all computers work. You have a virus program like Avast. It sends a dude in with a laser gun to run through your computer and shoot the crap out of any bad code. What was that?
You must disrupt the infection on this data cluster to continue.
Yeah, or this is simply the way Shepard thinks computers work, and he's really just one of those barely evolved baboons that fixes computers by beating the crap out of them with a wrench. Alright. Making bacon. Actually, that sounds good. I should have bought bacon the last time I was at the grocery store. Bacon sandwich. With bacon bread? Bacon mayonnaise. That sounds terrifying.
This data cluster contains information time-stamped 290 years ago. It is still capable of surveying.
You see? It's ignoring all shutdown commands.
Please specify if it has failed assigned tasks. We will reprogram.
Well, let's take a look.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong? What?
Let's cut the audio.
You may proceed to the last data cluster.
That was up there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Accessing data cluster.
We've got escaped guests. They're pinned.
Open fire.
One's going for a weapon.
So who won?
The platform arming itself was an agricultural unit. By opening fire on attacking creators, it saved simpler domestic Gav following it.
That looks a lot like the sniper rifle you used to carry.
It is an efficient model. Establishing connection with the remaining server node.
Hello, Commander. Are you there?
Have you come under attack, Admiral Ron?
The guest squadrons have arrived, but something is amiss.
Oh.
Half their fighters have stopped functioning. We will continue to hold out as long as we can.
Legion, give me an update.
One node remains.
What's wrong?
Uh-oh.
Infection programs are increasing. We have restabilized. You must continue. Shepard Commander, the Reaper code has adapted. It can now self-replicate.
Yeah, I see that.
Yes. However, disrupting vulnerable points of the infection may slow down its replication.
So... what? Ugh. I still can't get over my habit of looking around for stuff. Oh, I bet you that Geth code I found earlier can be given to somebody up in the Citadel for some sort of reward.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection, Shepard Commander. Target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
I understand, Legion. Give me half a second. Your stupid gun only has 20 rounds in it.
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Come on.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
What spot now? I don't mean that one back there, do they?
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
I'm pretty sure at this point, Legion is losing patience with me.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to
Oh.
replicate.
There we go. I wasn't even following the cable the whole way, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then...
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Come on, weapon. I see. Ah, light. Okay, this one doesn't seem like it.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt
Where?
the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
That? Because I certainly can't get closer than this.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed.
Let's see. Ah. Ah, now it's not blinking anymore. Okay. I gotcha. Recharge, stupid gun. Ah, whatever. Ugh.
Accessing data.
Out of the way!
You can't do this to them.
I said step away from the gap.
This is insane. We need the gas. You can't just destroy them for asking.
Time's up. Throw her in with the others.
Looks like the war wasn't popular with everyone.
We have kept records of these creators' sacrifices. They have largely been forgotten by their own people, but not by the Geth.
One more data cluster. However, I have to get to it.
We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
Something that isn't blinking? Oh, I got it. That's right. We start further back, then we run forward, and then hit it. Wipe out the whole strand, and boom.
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Yes, I understand. I've done this enough times by now, buddy. Alright. Recharge. Recharge gun. What am I standing on? Other than nothing? Weird.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
Okay, missed something somewhere. Ah, that one.
Data town. This data comes from the period during which the creators declared martial law.
And come out of the safe house. This is your final warning.
Creator Megara, this unit does not understand. It has not taken part in hostilities.
It doesn't matter to them. I need to get you out of here.
This conflict exceeds Creator safety parameters. We will surrender our hardware if it ends hostilities.
No, it's all right. We'll go back to the access tunnel. Oh!
Creator Megara, what is your status? Creator Megara? As time passed, the creators who opposed martial law in Rannoch were ultimately outnumbered.